Hi, it's Iesha. Wanted to share art journal that I made. It's kind of been a little roughed up a little bit, but just going to do a quick kind of flip and kind of what I did to make it. This is an envelope that has a little string to close it. So I folded it in half and made an art journal out of it. So this has two signatures, but only one set of holes. I used the pamphlet stitch, and this string is really strange that I have here, so it kind of went all fuzzy and stuff, so I just left it. I kind of just did whatever. It's not, some of it's not completed, but I'm okay with that. I'm not going to go on it again, go in this and go some more, but I'm alright with it. I wrote top secret on there, and it's got extra little things inside there that I have. Random. Where we live, there's a lot of birch trees, so I have a piece of birch in there. Some snippets from magazines, some drawing. My dog I dearly miss. Yeah, just some random little pieces that I was going to add into here. So these are pencil crayons, I believe, and some crayons, crayons that I kind of just took a couple and just went crazy on the paper, and then I used black and made little flowers, and then I glued them on. Daughter and I were having fun making things like that, just going crazy. So I did that, and yeah, it's pretty plain. There's some stickers, my daughter's stickers, I just stuck all over. Alright, so it's not quite finished, but November 2013 is when I made this. And then a month or so later, we ended up staying a few months out of province, so I didn't have any of my stuff. This came from a journal or notebook that I had, and I had a cutout. I think it was from Michael's years ago. So I used that as a stencil, and I am a guitar player, so that's why that's there. And this is a guitar string that popped off, and I made a little flower, and it sticks in there. Paper bag, there's nothing in there, but I just used masking tape. Lovely masking tape. It's kind of like washi tape, but plain. And this was just paper from a sketchbook or something, and I kept the rough edges, and it fit perfectly in here. And then when I did any painting, though, it was all washi taped in the middle. So that's there. This is just a little note for a song. Not too sure what at the time. I drew this, so me and my daughter were doing some doodles and stuff, and I drew this and I liked it, so I put it on there. It's supposed to be little funny glasses, and there's a feather. I'm not sure where I found this feather. Maybe it's a zoo, or, oh, I know, it's a woodpecker feather. Father-in-law's cat killed a woodpecker, so I plucked a few feathers, and then I said my few words to the poor thing, and so it says, "May we open, may we flower, may we deepen our desire, may we walk with eyes wide open, may we walk with hearts on fire." It's a quote that I had, a stamp of a cat. I put glitter. This one here is something I worked on for a little while. It has many layers. I wrote lots of stuff in the background. You might be able to see some of it peeking through, but you can't really tell what it is. And watercolor pencils, acrylic, I think I gessoed some of it, marker, and it says, "Give it up, give in, sentence to silence." It's kind of a personal thing, and it feels so cool because all the gesso and stuff, it's not like the paper before. And just doodles and stars and stuff. Oh. This one here is all, I think I wrote on here, and then I covered it with some colored crayons, so if you scratch at it, I think some of the color, it's kind of like what you did in elementary. You could put a whole bunch of color and put black over it and scratch it off. I think that's what I did for this. So I have a little drawing that I did. I used it, or I made this drawing for my husband's birthday card, his little pin-up girl. And underneath it is a picture of me. I got a piece of, something scratched it. Great. That's my graduation picture. And it just says my name with crayon and my zodiac sign. Just some info, my eyes, color, hair color. And these were tissue paper. Daughter and I were making them, just rolling them up and sticking them down. So she gave me these two. So I put them on there. And you could kind of see the color underneath with the black crayon. This one here was kind of a experiment disaster. I had this picture right here of open road, and I love it, and the mountains and everything. And this is from a book that my daughter ripped up when she was little, so I still had pieces of it. This is from a pattern, sewing pattern, so I just kind of, it kind of got muted with all acrylic paint on there, so I used pencil to bring it out. Random little doodles, and it just says, keep life moving, don't wait for life to come to you. And I'm not too sure what that reads there. I won't try to read it. This was going to be one for my dog Jasper, just so over there, but I never did finish it, but I'm okay with that. Not too sure, I didn't write anything on there. This is another one that I drew. I used Willowing, or Tam, her YouTube's Willowing, and she had a free art, heart, and soul class, I believe, and it was to do with drawing face, and I was watching it and I kind of did this one. It's not 100%, she's kind of a little bit kind of creepy-ish, but I liked her, and I worked a long time on it. Watercolor, crayons, or pencils, I should say. I don't have watercolor crayons yet. Stamp up there, pink stamp. Jenny Belly's digital, it's from her, some digital thing. I cut out the banner, one of her little flower, for little girls. And I drew this flower, and I wrote, I've gone and withered away, step out of my sun so I can grow. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of journaling underneath here that I covered up. This one here is real mess looking, but this is that, this poo-poo paper that I found at the zoo. It has a really nice texture. I drew these little birds, crows, so I think it was supposed to represent me and my husband and daughter. I'm not too sure, but there's a bit of texture. I think I made a homemade texture paste that Jenny Belly showed on her YouTube. And this is, these little round here is from a shotgun casing. I used the end, the middle part, and used it as a stamp, so you could kind of see that it's a shotgun, sort of, casing. Drew that with the little hearts and target kind of thing, and it says, how many more rounds? So that kind of goes with that. I think there's journaling and everything underneath here. I think acrylic, I think there's paper here too. Acrylic, watercolor crayons, marker. That's it. This one here is really interesting. You can see a lot of texture on it. I used a stencil that was cheetah print, and I didn't really know where I was going with it, but I think I had writing or something, so I wanted to cover it up. Printed this off the internet, and it has a little card back. It says some stuff. Take it off. Maybe. Oh goodness, it's stuck on there. Good. This was from an earring. Stuck it on a paper clip because it went with the colors. It's time. It's your own time. Take it back. Don't just give it away if it's not worth your time. Something I wrote on the back, so it fits up back there. And I wasn't sure what I was doing with this page. I just had all this texture on this side. I sanded it down a little bit, but then I was like, maybe I'll draw something. So I kind of started from here, and that was her nose, big, huge, gigantic nose, and then it just evolved to that, where she's kind of giving away the clock, and here's your time. But meaning don't give away your time. It's precious. And stamp a stamp. like, what's it called, acrylic, and maybe some watercolor pencils. This here is a poem from Jewel Kilcher. She's a singer. She writes poetry and stuff. She's one of my favorites. She inspired me to pick up a guitar and learn and write poetry and stuff like that. I haven't in a while, but I used to. So, I don't know, I just fiddling around. There's some pictures. I think there's a picture of her right there. That's a little secret pocket somewhat. Just random stuff, just glued down. This is the last page of nothing, it's just a background. Drywall tape that I think I kept some of it on, but I ripped off. It has a really neat texture. I used that texture paste from Jenny Belly's tutorial, and that's it. So that was my little art journal that I made. I made another one, but this one I actually put a lot of time into. So I hope you enjoy, and maybe I inspired you. But everybody have a great day, and much love. Bye.